We have suspended learning in all our education institutions with immediate effect. Consequently, and to facilitate a phased approach, primary and secondary day schools are to suspend operations from tomorrow.
COVID-19 pandemic has affected us in different aspects of our lives, at home, at our workplaces, and also learning institutions. All institutions had to be shut down due to the high numbers of COVID-19 cases. Jobs were lost. The country came to a lockdown and learning was disrupted, and this brought a twist on how students will be educated from home. Kenya, a third world country, was and is not fully equipped with online education equipment that would reach vast population. We seek in-depth opinions and measures taken in learning institutions. I, Adino Dennis. Today we are at Zetech University, Ruiru campus, trying to unveil the mystery behind this and how they are coping with the COVID-19. Join me as I go to the Executive Director's office. We have a short conversation with him and hear what he has to say about the pandemic in school and how the journey has been.
Well, it was literally a bump in the middle of a highway, and essentially, as you would if you're driving a car, when you come across a bump, you have two options. You can park your car on the side, or you can slow down, go over the bump, and now cautiously approach subsequent bumps. So for us, we took the caution approach, and one of the immediate measures we took was to transition all our students into the online learning platform, where we undertook blended learning. Blended learning means you're incorporating aspects of online learning with physical teaching. So in our situation, our students could directly interact with our teachers, but through video learning platforms. And this ensured that our students did not lose a day of their learning throughout the COVID period. Of course, as the government did progressively open up the restrictions toward physical interaction, we were able to readmit some of our students in a phased reopening approach. And yes, here we are.
After COVID-19, many things changed. The way we live, it changed. Traveling changed. And the culture of wearing masks became a norm. We had to change many things in our lives. And I believe primary, secondary, and also tertiary institutions had some things that changed. And the case is not different here at Zetech University. I know and I believe so many things changed. And I dug deeper to know what changed.
There has been some changes. Of course, one of the issues is that the incorporation of stricter measures towards health and safety as far as COVID is concerned. As you notice currently, when everyone is coming in, you have to wash your hands, you have to have your temperature checked. When you go to class, you're spaced out. We've also tried to reduce the in-campus population at any one point in time. So we have enhanced and continued some classes to be offered on our digital platforms. This means that at any one point, we reduce the number of students who are meant to be on campus. So whereas previously, students would have been all at campus at any one time, we encourage students who don't have classes at any one point and are using the library to be able to undertake their online classes from their homes or their places of comfort. Of course, the other thing that has changed, of course, is the spacing around the classes, how we interact as students. It has had a severe reduction of physical interaction of activities. If you're looking at seminars, meetings, sports activities have no crowds these days. So definitely it has had an impact in terms of where we go about our activities.
After COVID-19, every institution in Kenya had to be closed. And here at Zetech University, they transitioned all the students into online learning platform where they undertook blended learning. And this was not a smooth journey, since not every student could afford this. And I came to Zetech University to know what the institution and the leaders did about this.
It was a challenge, and I must admit that it was not fully possible for all students to be able to undertake online classes. The major impediments being, of course, number one, access to devices. There are students maybe who did not have access to laptops or smartphones which were necessary for the conduct of those classes. The second issue is access to reliable internet, because of course this is an internet-based service. And the third challenge was affordability. Of course, we all know that COVID occasioned substantial economic disruptions to most livelihoods. And there may be parents who were not able to afford the school fees, which we had discounted, of course, to take advantage or to take care of the tough economic times. But of course, there are those who could not be able to afford. So those were the three people who were the three segments or groups that had challenges accessing the continued online services. We did have a partnership with Safaricom, and we were offering free bundles to all our students during that period. So that in a large way was meant to enhance access to the services. As I have mentioned, we also did discount our fees up to about 20% of the normal fees, having also removed some of the charges that did not apply to online learning. And the third issue is that we allowed all our students who are not able to access their classes to defer their lessons, so they do not lose out and are able to continue with learning as and when their situation improves.
I'm now done with the executive director. Join me as I head to the security personnel and the cleaner. We also hear what they have to say about COVID and the school, and how cleaning has been going, and how the security matters has been running throughout the period. Join me.
Challenges are there on daily basis, but the good thing is on how you come up with the solution of solving those challenges. You have the challenges of students not adhering to the guidelines and regulations which have been given. One of them is wearing of the mask. Other one is washing of hands, maintaining social distance. The challenge of the security part is keeping on advising these students on those guidelines on daily basis. The COVID-19 on the side of security, despite that other sectors were affected, it has created a job opportunity for this sector. In such cases, you advise the students to wear the mask, but you can find in some circumstances that some students, they don't want to follow those rules which have been given, even if after you have explained to them. What we usually do, we forward these students to the higher authority, that is the office of the campus director or the office of dean of student. From there, these two offices, they are in a position of advising what we can do next.
When the schools were closed, we were reduced. The number was reduced. So the number was reduced to 2 workers in the whole building. And that was a big challenge when it came to no salary. The 2 who were working here were to be ladies. 2 ladies were working here, and the rest of us had to go home. So we had to find a another hustle to cater for our needs. Since the reopening of the schools, things have gone back to place. Yes, the workers that were home have been recalled back, and the salaries have gone back to where they should be.
I learned that the school is cleaned 24/7. Not only cleaning, but also it has a COVID-19 management committee that ensures the school is fumigated thrice a week. And how do you achieve this?
What we've emphasized on is constant cleaning of constantly touched surfaces. You're looking at doorknobs, you're looking at rails, you're looking at entrances to various other facilities. Then the fumigation usually happens when the student population exits the university, ideally twice or thrice in a week. The university has a COVID response committee, which continually evaluates our responsiveness, our activity, and our proactiveness with regards to COVID. So there is always an evolving process towards ensuring that we do things in a better way.
Okay, the cleanliness at Zetech is managed by a company known as Ruiru Corporates, and at Ruiru they have two supervisors, a daytime supervisor and a nighttime supervisor. The daytime is in charge of 12 workers, while the nighttime supervisor is in charge of 14 workers. And they are divided. The workers are divided according to the specific places they should work. We have those that are working in the toilets. We have those in the stairs, the corridors, and the compound.
I had a great time here at Zetech University with the students, security personnel, the cleaner management, and with the executive director here at Zetech University. And in conclusion, he had this to say.
I think my final take is that every challenge is an opportunity. Every challenge is an opportunity, and for us, the first thing is that we all must be careful. We cannot afford to drop the guard. We must remain vigilant. We must remain responsible. We must remain active participants in the drive towards ensuring that the effects of the pandemic are maintained. The second issue is that if an analysis of the current situation shows that the pandemic is here to stay for a while, and one of the important things is learning to live with the pandemic and knowing and understanding what actions will I take that ensure that I do not, put my life to a halt, but also I do not expose myself to things that will put my life to a halt. And being able to live, essentially as it were, learning to live with the virus. Number 3 is also ensuring that we learn from the pandemic. Learn from the pandemic because during this period, there are people who've become multi-billionaires. There are people who have actually exposed themselves to newer opportunities that have, made them realize that there are actually things that they could have done before that they were never aware about, and now they know about them and they are doing them very, very actively. And number 3, other pandemics will come. We don't know what the next pandemic will be. So also preparedness. How prepared are you for the unforeseeable? How prepared are you for that which has not yet come? We are not saying that we live in a state of fear, but we live in a state of readiness and preparedness that will enhance our ability to transition into normalcy as and when, God forbid, the next challenge comes about.